Squid fishing is a method of dropping squid hooks, artificial bait, into the sea with an automatic squid fishing machine. When the fish is pulled out, the squid will be caught. At night, the fishing lights are turned on and the squid will be caught.
Okay. Okay.
Attract the light to be caught Masu. In recent years, with the advent of automatic squid fishing machines and improved refrigeration equipment on board, the caught squid are frozen one by one, creating high-quality IQF, individual quick frozen, products, which are popular as raw materials for dishes. Sushi and sashimi. We mainly produce frozen blocks for processing raw materials. In addition, because squid fishing uses special squid hooks, there are no other fish species besides squid. Moreover, only about 10% of the squid caught by fishing lights can be caught, which is an environmental problem. Resources. It is a friendly fishing method. One group is squid fishing vessels with a gross tonnage of 30 tons or more but less than 199 tons. In addition to catching Japanese common squid, red squid, and spearfish migrating to waters near Japan, these fishing vessels also catch common squid in the Russian exclusive economic zone in the Sea of Japan and red squid widely distributed in this country. North Pacific. The number of vessels licensed by the minister is currently 55. The remaining group is squid fishing vessels with a gross tonnage of 200 tons or more. These fishing vessels mainly catch American giant squid, widely distributed in the Pacific side of South America, and New Zealand common squid, found around New Zealand. The number of vessels licensed by the minister is currently 4. Squid fishing generally involves moving the squid with tanner at a depth of about 100 meters to attract them. Prepare a tool that can firmly hold a heavy device. The rod is a 2 to 3 meter long boat rod, size 80 to 150, with a strong 7 to 3 or 8 to 2 line head. If you use a fishing rod with a hard body, the squid will not move well and your fishing results will not improve. The reel must be an electric type with a recoil function. For the trail, wind about 300 meters of P-line number 4 or number 5. This device is generally a swivel type, with a border protruding from the main thread and a squid head attached at the end. If you are not used to it, just keep the number of squid around 5. When you get used to it, increase the number, you will not have any difficulty. The direct connection type, connecting the Akazuno Kana, umbrella shell, to the thread, is very popular in the Kanto region. It is easy to use with some problems such as looseness, but if you loosen the tension when loading, it will often come off. The main type of a Kazuno is Prazuno, which is a transparent plastic rod with an umbrella-shaped edge, also known as a plane. There are many variations, such as the slightly curved type and the thin fish-shaped type, and many colors such as pink, blue and green. If you always use the same color, it will not work well. The theory is to mix and match different colors. Size is 14 to 18 centimeters. Then add 1 or 2 ukisuke number 3 or 4 segments as accents. You do not need to use it when fishing during the day, but when fishing at night, attaching an underwater light to the tip of the rod will be very effective. When you arrive, lower the bait to the lower limit of the tanner according to the boatman's instructions and lure the bait up by inserting the hook into the upper limit of the tanner. The basic principle of shark fishing is to lower the tip of the rod close to the sea surface and raise it above the head. Raising it in 2 stages like 1 and 2 is also effective. When there is a flying squid riding on it, it becomes very heavy so you can notice it right away. If there is no bite, lower the rod tip close to the sea surface while reeling and jerking the line. Surume squid respond well to strong movements of the squid, so keep your spirits up and try to catch it. Also, when it is active, it will run even when it is stopped. The trick is that the sinking mechanism must stop before it reaches the lower limit of the tanner. Once you have the flying squid on board, you can slowly reel it in and let it follow you, but if you are not used to it, turn on the reel switch on the electric reel to catch it. The golden rule is to reel at low speed, because it will break if you reel at high speed. Since the flat has no barbs, it will easily come off if you loosen the tension on the line. Reel with constant tension without pumping. When it floats to the surface, let it vomit and then pull it out. In contrast to the common Japanese squid that is caught with sharp and decisive movements, Japanese squid is caught with slow and soft bait. The rod is a 6-4 body type or a 5-5 hook type. Not only can it slow down the speed, but the rod also absorbs the drag of the squid, making it difficult to cut into pieces. The length is 2.4 to 3.6 meters. If you want to hang it on a rod holder and use the swaying motion of the boat to lure you in, use a longer holder. The load weight is about 30 to 50. The electric reel is very convenient, but if you want to fish in shallow water, you can also use a hand wound reel. Wind 200 to 300 meters of P-line number 4 to number 5. This device is an orthodox swing type, emitting EDAS from the main fishing line. If you are not familiar with it, it is easier to fish if you use 3 to 5 EDAS to avoid trouble. A casino's main dish is the floating sut, also known as the cloth-wrapped sut. As its name suggests, it floats underwater and sways with the current, attracting squid. Standard styles include the red cap, which has a red head and white body, and the hatamaki, which has a white body with red lines. There are many other colors such as green and glitter. Choose the size of the sut according to the size of the squid, but if the sut is too large, it will be extremely difficult to ride, so be sure to check with the inn in advance. Other types of sut include the fish-shaped sut and the bait stick sut, which is shaped like a bait stick. Mainly floating sut, mixed with fish-shaped sut and bait stick sut. The trick to increasing your fishing results is to mix and match different colors. When fishing at night, attaching underwater lights to the bait will be effective. There are many types of fishing equipment and squid fishing methods depending on the area, so you should ask the boat inn before setting out. The mooching mechanism is made of a delicate mixture of glass and carbon, and the mooching mechanism is mainly made of glass and has a good biting effect thanks to its flexibility and durability. When hooked, the fish feels like it will stick forever, not coming apart. 2-foot LC Guide Manual. Daiwa's new electric reel number 400 is light and compact but famous for its high power and smooth reel. This number 400 has been added to the High Performance, Hyper Tanakan series, making it irresistible to Seaborg. For those who want to experience the benefits of. During the day, the Kenzaki squid is at the bottom and has a hard time rising to the surface. While using a heavy object to lift the bottom, invite it slowly and gently. At the command of the boatman, we drop the bait. When the weight touches the bottom, we cut the bottom. I usually raise the rod immediately after touching the bottom. When lifting the rod to cut the bottom, it feels heavy and feels like being pulled in. When the thread touches, keep the tension of the thread constant and slowly wind the line. If there is no hit immediately after touching the bottom, take the bottom back and invite it. Slowly raise the rod that has been lowered near the sea surface above your head or slowly wind the line while holding the rod horizontally so that it jumps gently. If you move the hook as fast as when fishing for normal squid, the ability to stick to the Japanese squid will be poor. At night, squid fly to the middle layer thanks to the fishing lights on the boat. After the boatman has dropped the bait to the desired angler, he slowly raises the rod and winds the line to attract the fish. If the bait is not hit, try moving the bait 2 to 3 meters apart and invite it. The hit will have a lot of weight like aiming at the bottom, so just wind the line and let it float. To put it in, let it vomit on the surface of the sea, then gently pull it out. The squid, which forms a part of most Mediterranean cuisines, has a firm, white and sweet-tasting meat. The main body of the calamari is used for most dishes because it can be cut into pieces, sliced or stuffed whole, even though the tentacles are edible too. The reason behind the high popularity of squid is that excepting its hard beak and gladius pen, its entire body can be prepared in almost any process possible, including raw sushi spreads. The other reason for the high preference for squid is its ready availability in fresh, canned, frozen, dried and pickled versions. You will find most seafood restaurants displaying calamari recipes on their menus. Beyond Australia, fried calamari is also a well-liked seafood dish in North America, Europe and Asia. In fact, fried squid rings are often served as an appetizer and look mouth-watering because of Parmesan cheese, parsley and lemon garnishing. In Mexico, calamari is served with peppercorn mayonnaise, tzatziki or habanero. In Asian countries such as China and Korea, fried calamari is diced and battered and served with a topping of marinara sauce, spicy chili and salt. The squid could also be cooked in mediums such as ketchup, aioli, and olive oil. Fried calamari is as simple to make a dish as the squid simply needs to be dipped in a batter and fried for approximately 2 minutes to get a tender and tasty snack that you could eat plain or sprinkled with salt and lemon. Some other highly in-demand variations of calamari fry is fried baby squid called puntias, rabas de calamar, breaded calamari and living squid. The fried baby squid recipes are prepared both in Spain and China. The rabas de calamar consists of deep-fried squid tentacles. Breaded calamari looks rather like a sandwich where the squid is grilled and stuffed between bread slices along with rice and vegetables. The squid is a rich source of protein and omega-3 fatty acids, although it also has considerably high cholesterol content. If you are planning to catch squids, it is important for you to know where you can find squids. The best spot to catch squids are the seagrass beds and the reefs. This environment is extremely suitable for squids. They can find food and shelter in these places and also a place to breed. Squids are mostly found in schools that can range from anything between 2 to 200 in number. Squids usually school on the edge of the reef or the grass bed, as this allows them a better cover to ambush their prey. Thus, you should catch squids in this location, as they can give you great results. As a general rule, you should fish for squids in a reef or a grass bed that has plenty of weed cover. The depth of water should be around 15 feet. The deep water seems to allow a better distribution of food and provides better shelter to the squids from its predators. The surrounding water of a Queenscliff in Victoria will always prove productive for your squid expedition. A flat reef with sand patches and large structures are great locations to fish for squids. You can try fishing for squids from a boat, jetty or from a rocky shoreline. Fishing around areas with strong tidal currents will prove useless, as squids do not hang around these locations. Here are some of the hottest squid fishing locations in Australia. The best spot to catch squids will be areas where the water is very clear, with slight offshore winds. If you are squid fishing from a jetty, you should look for ink stains on the jetty. These squid ink stains are great indicators that will allow you to choose the best spot to catch squids. Some of the best squids can be caught around early morning and late evening. However, if you are fishing around an area that has artificial lighting, like that in a pier or a jetty, you can fish throughout the night. While looking for a great location for squid fishing, remember that squids are rarely ever found far from their shelter. Even when they are out hunting, they prefer to be maroon. Not only are they easy to catch, but they are extremely great tasting, crumbed, batted or lightly stir-fried with Asian greens. We have
Oh iya.
Gigi kita pisahkan.
Oh dipisahin.
Iya.
Lo kok ditaruh situ sih?
Dia cuci sendiri kan diselokan.
Oh diselongkan.
Karena jumlahnya gede kita belah. Ini yang jadi duit. Ini $10 1 ton.
$10. Wah.
some very simple and delicious squid recipes to try. A squid belongs to the general family of cephalopod and looks like a mini octopus because of its tentacles. Just like the octopus, it discharges a dark fluid into the face of its predator when threatened with potential danger. The average length of an edible squid generally varies from 5 centimeters to 100 centimeters, although some colossal squids could be as big as 20 meters. Fishing is a fun way to get outdoors and interact with nature, and squid fishing can be a real treat for both beginners and experienced anglers. However, it can be challenging, as squid like to hide in green areas and also dump their ink when they feel threatened. But if you find the right gear, choose the right time and place, and learn some expert tips to perfect your technique, you'll be catching a lot of squid in no time. Choose a long, light rod. Since you want to feel even the slightest changes when squid fishing, choose a long, light rod. You can use any line from 6 to 20 pounds, but the lighter the better. You don't
Loyang.
Loyangnya bagus.
Oh, seperti itu.
don't really need to invest in special equipment. Almost any rod and reel will work for squid fishing. Try squid fishing for bait. Squid have a special feeding technique, which means they need special bait too. Squid lures are the most common type of bait. They have a fish-like body, are illuminated to attract your attention, and have 1 or 2 rows of sharp spines that allow them to curl when bitten.
Okay.
All types of squid catch fish, and some days certain colors work better than others. It is best to try different sizes and colors until you find one that works for you. Common squid jig sizes are 2.5, 3.0, and 3.5. The number indicates how fast they will go into the water per second. Use live bait. Live bait is less common than squid fishing, but also successful. If you don't want to invest in a squid jig or simply prefer live swimmers, fish for squid using smaller squid or other common baits like minnows. Go when the tide is high. Fish like to be in deeper water where they feel more protected. This means that if the tide is high, your chances of catching more squid are higher. Check the calendar to see when the tide is coming in and get ready to catch tons of squid. Your chances are even better if the high tide comes on a cloudy or rainy afternoon. Spring or summer fishing. You are more likely to catch more squid when the weather is warm, so spring, summer, and even early fall are ideal times to fish for squid in most parts of the world. Check the internet for details on squid fishing in your area. Find a pier or dock. You don't need a boat to catch squid. Squid love to hide from predators in the weeds, and the combination of grass and light on a pier or dock with a light makes it a perfect place to fish for squid. Seeing ink stains on the deck or dock is a big clue that squid have been caught there recently. Stay away from areas where other boats or fishermen have been. Fish from a boat. If there is no dock nearby or you prefer to stay on the boat, you can still have good luck. Place lights on the bottom or sides of your boat or canoe. Or if you have a larger boat, you can use underwater lights, sink them to the bottom and then scoop them up to attract fish. Get a move on, tie a squid bait or spinner to your lure. Throw it out and let it sink to the depth you think the squid might be hanging at. Raise the line 2 or 3 times and then release the line. Repeat until you reach the top. The most important thing is to keep the jig moving through the water. Varying the sink time will help you determine where the squid are in the water. While not absolutely necessary, using a dedicated squid fishing rod will help you feel whether the bait is skimming the grass or the bottom. Use a float. Tie the squid bait or spinner to a float so that the lure can hang at the depth you think the squid is in the water. You will have to try different depths to find the squid. This is a good method in shallow water because you don't have to worry about hooks or bait getting stuck on the bottom. Try a ledger rig. A ledger rig is a series of hooks suspended from a single rig. Tie 2 squid baits to the main line of the rig that is attached to a small sinker, which will help you reach your desired depth. Use a net to avoid squid. Squid have a unique defense mechanism, dark black ink that they shoot out to scare away potential threats, like enthusiastic fishermen. Be prepared for your catch to drop dark material when you pick it up. Using a net to throw the squid will help you be careful with the squid. Wait for it to finish spraying ink before bringing it aboard your boat. Put it in a bucket. Bring a bucket or other container large enough for the squid. Fill it with some water and put your squid in it. That way, if there is any ink left, it will stay in the container and not spill all over the